How much does it cost to service one of these things? Let's go inside and talk about it. Hey everybody, as promised, I said here a while back that I was going to do a video letting you know how much it costs to service my golf cart. And this is what it'll cost you to service your golf cart if you go down to the village's golf cart store, golf cart dealership, and have it done. I just wanted to explain a few things so that those of you that don't live here, that are considering moving here, and golf cart travel is a big deal here. And so you'll use your golf cart, if you're like me, you'll use your golf cart much more than you will your car. For example, we bought this new car, a month ago. You guys probably keep track of this more than I do. I'll bet you I haven't drove the car myself, personally drove the car 10 miles, period, since the day we bought it. Sue drives the car everywhere. Now yesterday, this is Saturday, June 25th. that I'm cutting this video. And we had our Patreon lunch yesterday. By the way, thanks everybody for showing up. I always have a good time at Patreon lunch talking to everybody. Anyway, let's get back to talking about the golf cart. When you go to the village's golf cart store and you want to have service done on your golf cart, I'm not talking about the electric golf carts either. I don't know anything about what they charge for that. You'll have to check that out on your own. This video is only about gasoline golf carts. I assume they're all the same, Yamaha to a club car to whatever. I'm specifically talking about Yamaha golf cart. You'll have different levels of service. And I don't remember all, they have fancy names. I don't remember all the names, but basically you got a level 1, level 2, level 3 service. When I go in, because I get mine serviced once a year, and believe it or not, that's all Yamaha requires and recommends, once a year service. That does keep your warranty in place. A lot of the things that I do that people don't understand, why don't you do this, why don't you do that? I don't take chances in any way of doing something that could make my warranty invalid. And if you change your own oil, change your own spark plugs, change your own belts, I'm not saying it would void your warranty on your golf cart if something should happen, and that's very unlikely that anything would happen, but if it did, I'm not doing it. They have records that I bought this golf cart there. They have records on every time I've taken it in for services right there. And they're a Yamaha warranty service center right there. And so anytime I go in there and they need anything, they have it all. And for really the cheap price that it really is, when you only do it once a year, if you look at it that way, if you do it once a year, this is not money that you really would even worry about. But what I'm specifically going to tell you here is what they actually do and what they actually charge. And then you can use your own judgment as whether you think it's worth it or not. I personally think it's worth it for me. Keeps my warranty in place. Okay, and if I can, here's the bill here. If I can, I'm going to try to get a copy of this and put it on this video so you can see it, if I can. And I don't know that I can. Sometimes that's trickier said than done. But I got what's called a Complete Lifestyle Service Plus. That's probably the number one to get, and that's what I usually get. Now with that, you'll get, they replace the clutch belt. That's the big belt, the drive belt. They replaced the starter, they call it a starter generator. They replaced that belt. Air filter. Oil change. There is no oil filter on this. And they also check the brake linings, how thick they are. They check the disc to see if there's any wear and if that should be replaced. They adjust your brake pedal to bring it back up to the top, supposedly. They check your electrical system, make sure everything's working. They check your headlights. They check your information center, which is right above the steering wheel. Tells you how many hours are on there on your golf cart. It has your speedometer on there. It has all kinds of stuff on there. And if they need to, they will replace the battery in that also that runs all that. And they replaced my battery in this, 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know how long these batteries last. They're like a watch battery, but the last time it was in there, they did replace that battery. Now, I haven't really read this. Shame on me. So let's see what they've done. I'm reading it to you right off of here. It said, completed the Lifestyle Service Plus. Mileage is 5,988 miles. That's how many miles I have on my golf cart. I have 373 hours on my golf cart. The GPS on my golf cart is set at 22 miles per hour. It says inspected all lights, horn, all that's okay. I wish they'd have put a little extra things on there. I called them about it because I told them I didn't think my headlights were as bright at night as it was when the golf cart was new. I thought it might be a ground wire issue or something because these things are basically all fiberglass. But apparently they checked them and they said everything's okay. So it's probably more me and my eyesight than it is the headlights. The horn's okay. Now they check all that, even if you don't complain about it. They check a lot of stuff. It says they changed the oil. Now, just to let you know, I don't think it would void warranty. I haven't really asked. You need to ask and make sure you get the right oil and all that kind of stuff. Changing the oil in one of these is easy peasy. If you can lay down on the ground without a jack or anything, these golf carts, believe this or not, it's amazing to me as much as we run them, they only take 1 quart of oil. 1 quart, that's it. There's no oil filter either. And they recommend to change the oil once a year. Once a year. Now I think a lot of that has to do with how many hours you do too and how many miles you might do. And I haven't checked for that. You might want to ask them about that. I'm going to say once a year or, I don't know, 50 hours, whatever comes first. That's probably the way it is, but I don't know what the hours are. But I have mine changed once a year. I've done that since I bought the golf cart brand new. I bought it brand new in very late, 2015. No, 2000, well, let me think here. I'm trying to think when I sold my first house, because that's when I bought me a new golf cart, and they actually delivered it to me at my first house. I didn't go pick it up. Back then, the customer service at Lake Sumter anyway, and the golf cart salesman person there, which I knew, he delivered it to my house for me. I bought this house in 2014. We closed on both of them at the same day, so yeah, I bought this right before we closed in 2014 in October because they delivered it before we moved here, because I remember driving the golf cart from the new house to this house. So it had to be September 2014-ish, somewhere in that area. And it's a 2015 golf cart. So I bought it when the new models first came out. It said inspected all lights and horn, everything's okay, changed my oil. The starter generator bracket and brushes are okay. They also checked the brushes in your starter generator. It actually looks like an old generator that was on an old car years ago before they started using alternators. That's what it looks like. But it also starts the darn thing. I have no idea how that system works. They checked the bracket apparently on that, where that generator mounts on the side of the motor. I know what bracket they're talking about. It looks fairly stout to me, but apparently I guess maybe they're known for cracking, and so they do check that. They check the brushes in the generator for how thick they are, and those brushes can be replaced. They check your brakes. It says brakes are okay. They check your brake pad to see how thick they are. They check the disc. It said my brake shoes and my drums are okay. If I remember right, we have brake drums on the rear of a golf cart, and on some of the older golf carts, you do not have any brakes on the front 2 tires. It's only on the rear. It says lubricated the pedal assembly and clutches. They do. It said my brake cable was okay. I had a recall on my golf cart. I've been carrying this paper around now for about a year. I thought, well, I'll get it done when I take it down for service, which I did. I don't think there's any time limit on getting some recall done. So there's a possibility of something on the brake cable that could break, and then you're left with no brakes at all. And so JCO drive belts, it says, are out of stock, placed on list. Will call when part is in stock. That's that big clutch drive belt I was telling you about. That's generally, we talked about it on one of the videos. I said, I'm going to have to replace that clutch belt because I can hear it whirring. But they were out of them, and they told me that when they got some new ones in from Yamaha, which I think is a Japanese company, and probably that's where the clutch belts come from, and with all the order backups now and everything, I'm on a list. And they said when the new ones come in, they would call me, and I would go down there, and they'll take this generic belt off and put a new one on. I can only assume that they actually will call, but I will give it, time. I'm keeping this paper. and then I'm going to start calling them about the belts, because they told me they had no idea when the new belts would be in. So I will depend on them to call me. They said my muffler is okay. I never asked them about the muffler. I think that's just part of the check. They check the muffler, see if it's leaking, has any holes in it. Is it okay? Mine's okay. Said tires were overinflated. Yeah, that's probably me. I have a tendency to overflate tires. It said that my tires were, my left front was 30, the left rear was 29, right front was 28, right rear was 30. I think I usually pump mine up to about 30-ish. I'm not real persnickety on being exactly 30. If I'm 29, it's good. If it's 28, it's good. 30, okay. But that's me. So that sounds like something I would do. I know it's on the side of the tire somewhere, but to lay on the ground and to put a light on it and to find it is getting hard for me to see it. So I probably did guess 30. So I was off on that. That's on me. So now I know it's 22. Now I'll put that in my memory bank up here, and next time I go out and check tire pressures, I know it's 22. It said the front wheel check alignment was okay. They do align the golf carts just like a car. A lot of the mechanical frames and everything on them resemble car-like products a lot. I had to go put my camera in the freezer. It was overheating. I generally video most of everything for you guys in 4K. The problem with 4K is, especially with this camera, is it overheats at 4K. And I put it in the refrigerator sometimes to get it to cool down so I can turn it back on again before I forget where I'm at. If you'll look at any of the videos at the bottom left-hand corner of the description of the video, you'll see a little black button there that says 4K on it. That's because I'm trying to video things in 4K for you guys. So those of you just got the newer TV sets and things that watch videos, you get the best picture qualities that I can provide. And that's why I do it. As of right now, it's on 1080p. So you might start seeing a little bit of a difference because I'm trying to keep it from overheating. I have the new 10-inch tires. The older Yamahas were all 8-inch tires. The 10-inch tires are tremendously better, rides better, steers better, everything's better. The valve inspection adjustment was okay. When they're talking about the valve, they're not talking about the air valve on your tire, they're talking about the valves on the motor. They check all this in this inspection, make sure everything's okay, and they adjust them if they need them. Replaced transaxle fluid, inspected enclosure and snaps. Okay. Now that's the first time they've done that, for me anyway, which is kind of like your transmission kind of thing, I believe. This is the first time, so apparently there's an hour and a mileage on that where they actually replace it. And they inspect your enclosure. The enclosure is, if you have the type of enclosure I got, the plastic clear pieces fold down when it's raining, and then there's snaps on your vehicle that they snap in place, and then generally there's a zipper that you can zip down, and that keeps the rain out, and in the wintertime it keeps a lot of the cold out when you're driving. And I suppose if one of the snaps comes loose or breaks or whatever, they can fix that for you. If there's an extra charge for that, I don't know that, but they did check it. Quick shine completed. Quick shine, I don't know what that is. I do know that when I pick it up, it looks like it's been through a car wash. It's pretty well spotless. So quick shine, that's a new one on me. So I don't know if it's something they spray on the painted parts of your golf cart and then wipe it down with special rag or something to clean it and get it to looking good. That'd be my guess. So that's something that's new for me too. So they done a quick shine. Mini detail kit in cup holder. Yeah, I did get that this time. There was a little round thing they put in a cup holder, and then there was some type of a rag. It's a special rag. I forget what they call it. Some spray-on stuff, and I don't even know what all was in there. I probably should have brought that here and showed it to you, but that's the first time I've got that too, but they did do that. And they installed dual USB ports. I asked for that. I had a cigarette lighter plug in there that quit working a long time ago, and I said, instead of putting another cigarette lighter plug back in there, because I like everything to work. If I've got it, I want it to work. Because one here never knows when you're going to sell it. You just never know. So I want everything to work perfectly, so when I go to sell it, I don't have to worry about it. I said, when you take that cigarette lighter plug out, put in the USB ports, because that's the in thing now. Actually, it looks like a big cigarette lighter plug that goes in, and instead of a cigarette lighter plug, it's 2 USB ports, and it covers the USB ports to help keep dirt and stuff out of there. We did all that. Now, let's get to the bottom line here of how much. The Lifestyle Plus service for my gas Yamaha, and by the way, mine is fuel injected. I don't think carburetor or fuel injected really makes a difference, but it might. Mine's fuel injected. And it was $195. The USB dual charging port, which was a little surprising to me is how much this was, but maybe this includes labor, probably a 1 hour labor charge, maybe a half-hour labor charge, I don't know. But anyway, it says it was $39. Labor was 1/4 hour taxable, which is weird to me because in Indiana, it's against the law to tax labor. So totally, $252.75, 7% Sumter County tax is $17.69. Total was $270.44. And that's what always gets me, to go from $195 service, a couple little extra things I got, I know, and it goes all the way up to $270.44. It's just kind of an eye-opener, I guess. It is what it is, and I pay it. If you look at it on the long term, the standard going in for the Lifestyle Plus service for a Yamaha gas fuel injected motor is $195, and I'll say plus. So just know that if you come down and buy one, you're only doing this on an average of once a year. It's not a deal breaker. When you think about it, 1 quart of oil is basically all they're putting in there. The air filter, you notice it didn't say nothing about replacing the air filter. So I think they've changed that. Used to you got a new air filter with all this. I didn't read nothing on here about that. So I think now everything is as needed because of part availability. I still do it to make sure my warranty is in place. But when I run out of warranty, I can just about guarantee you that when it comes to the oil change anyway, and the air filter and stuff like that on the motor, I'm probably going to do all that myself. Even the clutch belt, I'm probably going to do all that myself. It's easy peasy. It's not a big deal. But before you ask the question, why don't you just do it yourself? It's all about warranty with me. I'm not going to do anything that gives them an excuse to say we are not going to cover the cost on that because you improperly done something that voided your warranty. And that's the end of that game. That being said, I'm going to get out of here. I hope this helps a little bit. And I'll try to get a picture of this up for you if I can. I'm not going to guarantee that. And with that, I'll get out of here and say cheers on a nice 90-some degree day, still day, virtually no breeze whatsoever. I got the fan on in here. Let me look it up here for you. See the fan? Because it's hot. See you guys on the other side.